everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing a little Christmas reading vlog. I really want to read MA Nicolases, and like the only books I have left for her are books I DNF'd and books that are set at Christmas. So yeah, I'm probably gonna be putting this up at Christmas time, but I'm filming this in the summer, so you know. So it is clear. Also, look at the sky. It kind of looks like I'm an angel. That's cool. I'm going to take a picture. But yeah, MA Nicolases, there is an AG Cargo I want to read. And I might reread a, who's that one that writes the Irish Christmas stories? I like those, so I might reread those. And maybe Love Light Farms, because I hear so much about it. So if that's on Kindle Unlimited, I might read that, but I mostly just want to read MA Nicolases. So yeah. Also note, I kind of don't like Christmas. I have trauma around Christmas time. Not fun. So I'm about halfway through Once Upon a Christmas Eve, and it's really cute. It's good. It's an MA Nicolases book, what we're expecting, but I am thoroughly enjoying it. I think the main character, Angelica, she's very interesting. Her, like, quietness, like, MA Nicolases writes a lot of, like, more quiet characters, and it's very interesting, like, seeing the difference between them and her, and they're always so unique and, like, approached like real humans, and I love that. And her dealing with, like, her family's craziness, how that affects Christmas, how that affects views her family's friends is all really fun, and like the dynamics are all really interesting, and it's like kind of toxic, but they just love each other, and like she's aware of it, and she's just kind of watching from the outside, and like how that affects the person is very interesting. I think that I'm not totally down for the romance. He's done a thing that invades her privacy and like directly disrespected her wishes, and I don't appreciate that. Also, she stayed mad at him the shortest for that, and it's kind of annoying because, like, of all the things, that's the one you choose not to be that mad at. But I mean, other than that, he's not a bad love interest. He's not, I don't know, I don't love the romantic lead. It's just, I don't know why. He's a good character and all. I don't know, maybe he just kind of feels whiny. I don't know. This isn't my favorite couple, but yeah. I do have to leave now, so I'm gonna skedaddle, and we're gonna see my thoughts in the next clip. I finished reading the book I was talking about a minute ago. I didn't realize I never made a clip for it. I can't remember the title now, but I don't even remember what I told you about it, but that book was good. The family dynamics were really fun and interesting, and I think that Angelica's family was really unique and something that I hadn't really seen explored in any other book before. And like the themes of that book were just so wonderful and fun, and like seeing them navigate it. Like a lot of times in MA Nicolases books, it's the characters that I love so much, but in this one it was kind of like how the characters were used, and it was really fun. Yeah, it's just a good book. Romance was not my favorite per se, but by the end of it, I did appreciate the couple, but there's just some things, like one specific thing that happened where I was just like, sir, why would you do that? But yeah, I think I already told you about that in a way. I tell you what this book was about? This book is about this girl, and she has her family, and her family is full of artists, and they believe that to live a life to the fullest, you just gotta do whatever your whims decide you should do. And if it sounds romantic, it's probably worth doing. But our main Carol, she's much more practical than that, and she sees the frivolity in their actions and how it's hurting the family for them to be doing that. So she's dealing with that and like how that affects Christmas, which was really fun. And this book is a Christmas book. Like, part of what the character is dealing with is the idea of Christmas. There's a lot of things going on that revolve around Christmas traditions, and like some of them aren't Christmas traditions that like I have or I even know if are real, but they are Christmas traditions, and they're things happening at the holidays, and this book could not be happening if it wasn't at Christmas, and I really appreciate that for this book. And we got our main dude, and he is a businessman, but he's also a poet, and he's trying to figure out what's the balance between the two. And like, he's seeing this family and they're living this life that's so romantic, like on paper it like sounds great, and they're also happy. And then so he's dealing with coming to terms with how he should be, and like it's hard to articulate because like the book does it so well, and you should just read it. I love this book so much. But like, even him dealing it, like, we got this girl who already knows this is a bad idea, and then we have the guy who kind of doesn't know for sure. Like, he knows it's not the best, but he still sees the merit in it. And then we got the family who's all in for it, and you can see how like all those dynamics play out, and it's really beautiful, and it was done so well. And we also get to see like how far, like, what does love mean, and how does loving yourself how does loving yourself in your hierarchy of love change how you love people. And I think that was really beautiful, and I would highly recommend this book, especially if you're looking for something to read around the holidays. There is one couple from, I think, The Holiday Engagement. It's the one I'm reading in the next clip, but they're in this book, and I wish, like, you don't need to read it, and I think that you don't have to read, like, A Holiday Engagement, just to spoil you for my thoughts in a minute, but that one, there's so many books that I think it would be better if you read before that one. So I don't want to be like, okay, you have to have homework for your homework. And it wasn't necessary at all. Like, I read that book and I was like, oh, I wish I had read their story first. But it didn't change anything about the plot, really. And honestly, the things I was thinking would get explained were not as in-depth as I had thought they would be. So yeah, but overall the book was really fun, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I would highly recommend it to you guys. Okay, so I have finished A Holiday Engagement. I'm gonna be off screen while I put some stuff away, but I have found that this is pretty fast paced for an MA Nicolases book, which is pretty fun. What else do I have to say about it? I feel like there's not too much going on or anything. I really enjoyed it. There's less engagements happening than the title might suggest, but overall it's a good book. Let me tell you what it's about. This isn't a very Christmassy book, so if you want to read it and not but don't want to be like reading about Christmas in July and August like I am, you will be fine. But this is about this girl. Her name is Charity, and she is a town pariah because she used to be a bit of a bitch, but now she is past that, and she like still struggles with that, and you can see where the remnants of that characteristic of her are still there, but she is still a very genuine person, and she is trying to improve, and she is understanding of what her actions did to people, and she cares. I think that's what I want to say. She cares about people now. And so the book is about her figuring out how to adapt along society and her change, and how to get forgiveness and to forgive people for what they have done to her. And also there is Lieutenant, I think his name's Thomas. He everything's for him, and opening up to people hurts. And it's really interesting seeing how they interact, because Charity opens up to him really quickly, and so there's kind of downfalls from there, and like they help each other. Like, I love MA Nicolases' relationships and how they help each other be the best of themselves. And you can look at it and you can say, well, you don't have to be with them forever, but you can just see how them together really amplifies each other, which I think I said for the last book, but it's so lovely. MA Nicolases is a wonderful author, and I feel like my face has this weird little divot here right now. Like, see right here? A little dot, and I think, and it's like the shininess right there isn't helping. It's weird. Why is my face doing that? Is it from old skin textures? I love that I'm showing off my skin texture, and I'm not at all. I'm not embarrassed by it. But yeah, so that's just really good. This was a little shorter than most of MA Nicolases' books, and it did make it feel faster paced in comparison to the other ones. Also, as I said before, this isn't necessarily a Christmas romance. If it happened not at Christmas, the book wouldn't really change. There are some things that did happen in winter, and like some, like, that aspect of the book would have to change for it, but I feel like a similar scene could have played out without it being there. So, like, Christmas is not central to this plot at all. Also, when I read Holiday Engagement, I thought this would be like a fake engagement story, and I did read the summary, and I just completely forgot or something. I don't know what I was thinking when I picked it up, but I didn't realize they weren't going to be engaged, and I didn't realize that was the title when I was reading it, and I clicked it just now to look at it. I was like, oh, this isn't Christmas at all. But yeah, the book is really good. I love MA Nicolases so much. So much. It makes me so happy to read her. And I'm not sure if I want to diverge a little bit and read something not MA Nicolases just to break it up for you guys, or if I want to keep going down this dark path of MA Nicolases. Because there is one more Christmas book that I want to read for sure that isn't MA Nicolases, but also I got Kindle Unlimited because I wanted to read MA Nicolases. So you win some, you lose some here. I don't really know. I'm gonna go on Kindle Unlimited, grab my books, and we'll see how I'm feeling once I get to a book. But yeah, sorry for not updating you earlier. I just sat down and I read this book. It was so easy to read, so beautiful, so fun. Oh, another thing I wanted to say about this book is I'm really glad it's one of the later MA Nicolases books I read. There are multiple couples from the other books in this, and so just keep that in mind. Like, you don't need them. Well, I feel like if you have read the books that are correlated to them, then you will be happier. And those are both good books. I remember those ones pretty well. And, like, I hear the names of the relationships and I'm like, oh, those are cute couples. So, yeah. I would recommend reading those before that. It's very connected books. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. Happiness, love, peace, joy. Did I tell you her name was Charity? Her name was Charity. I just started the Elven Days of Christmas, and the main dude's name is Cole. K-O-L. I don't like it. In my head, like how the voice in my head is saying it is yucky. I'm not vibing with it. I've read 2 pages, and I'm sad. And this is 3rd person, I believe, so I'm a little stuck. Hopefully I get over that, but not a good first impression. I love my outfit because I think I look cute. See, I'm wearing this green dress I made and this new shirt I just got. It has these little flowers on it, and the greens match so perfectly. It's a little funky, but I think I look pretty if turned on cute. A different angle, like, you know, it's a vibe. A vibe, I tell you. It's a button-up shirt, and I just got a bunch of these for YWAM because, like, see? And my cute little outfit. Can't see the flowers really good, but I got a bunch of button-up shirts for my YWAM trip, so I can like wear them like this and with my crop tops while I'm in Washington, and then when I'm on the missions trip I can button them up because that seems to be important to them. And most of my shirts are crop tops, and if they're not crop tops, they're either nasty, not what I would want to be my presentation of my person every day, or yeah, by presentation of every day I just mean they're not fancy enough for me. Like I have a Mitski concert shirt, and then I have some Disney shirts. So yeah, that's your little interlude to this clip. And look, this dress is green, like Christmas. How cute is that? I'll read you some quotes after this, and I sit here. I'm so far away, that's weird. You even like see my face. Let me just get closer. There we go. That's more reasonable. The book's pretty good. I'm actually having a really fun time with it. Like the first day that I read it, I just read like 2 chapters, and I was so tired, and I was like, man, am I gonna have to DNF this book because I'm too tired to do it? Good news, I did not have to DNF the book. I'm really enjoying it. This book is in a lot of ways very different from MA Nicolases. It's actually fun seeing like the ways they're the same and the ways they're different. This book is so much cheekier. Like this book wants to be silly and it knows it. And like just like the prose are like that, like just the inflection of them, you can tell. And then there's a little Christmas. I didn't film this to put in this clip thing, but so you can just tell that it's funnier. It's also much more sexual. Like in MA Nicolases books, they're very chaste. Like we usually get a kiss. Sometimes we only see them think about kissing. So like kissing is as far as it goes. Full point blank. This one, it has cussing, it has kissing, it has more than kissing. And so that's interesting for me to read. It's very fun. I think one way that AK Cargo is similar to MA Nicolases is in their characters. They both have very, like, you can see the characters caring for each other and how they're picking up on things and like the things they do to match each other. MA Nicolases, way better at it, but I think that going into an AK Cargo, you would want something different than an MA Nicolases. So that's just fun. I should tell you what it's about. So this girl, she is obsessed with getting Christmas just right, just like her mom used to do it. And her name is Piper. And so, and then this dude, He's an elf. His name is Cole, K-O-L. I mentioned that before. He just kind of feels like he doesn't fit in anywhere because he's half elf, half human. And his job as an elf, because he lives with the elves, is to, like, count things. And he has to count these specific trees. And the Christmas tree she picked, well, that's one of the magical trees. And so he decides that he's going to tell his family that he's dating her because she won't give him the tree, and he needed an excuse to get inside. So now they're kind of fake dating, but, you know, they're actually dating, but they're just not putting labels on it yet. They didn't say that. I say that. But they're fake dating, and they're dealing with Christmas, and she's, like, doing all these Christmas traditions, and you can see how it's very codependent of her, and how sad that is. I think that Piper has a stronger character defect than Cole, and I think Cole is mostly a character to help Piper, but not so bad that it's like, why do we have two characters? But it is a little noticeable. But he does, like I said before, he does have his own character struggles, and Piper does step up for him in ways. It's just I feel like he does more for Piper than the other way around, which I think is fine for this story. I'd also say the story is very much a Christmas story, which is fun for the idea of Christmas. So yeah, I'm excited to be recommending you Christmas books to read at the end of this. I think once I'm done with this book, I'm going to take a break from this vlog because I want to do, there's a poetry book. I want to read this poetry book I started reading, so I want to do a little poetry reading vlog, which might be up already, might not. Who knows with me? It's a mystery. But yeah, those are my thoughts right now. Just hands. So you can see, I don't like how there's this table here because then you can't see my hands moving, and it's like little puppet shows. It's weird. But yeah, that's kind of my update currently. Procrastinate right now because I need to be doing some training stuff for work, but I'm so bored. But I'm gonna drink while I do that. That's a good idea. And I'm gonna get ready my little poster things, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great, okay? But another thing I've been procrastinating is telling you guys about my books. That's because that's not my friends, and I don't like recording stuff when people are around. It's really awkward and like not fun. But I did finish the Elven Days of Christmas, and it's a good Christmas book, and if you're looking for a Christmas book, I would recommend it. I didn't necessarily enjoy it that much. I had a lot of fun reading it, but when I took a step back, I'm looking at it, and I feel like the characters were more removed than I would want them to be. I wish the characters, like the male main character, he didn't really have his story fleshed out that good, and there's some vague things that vaguely put him on the same level as the heroine, but he just wasn't anywhere close to as well developed as she was, and he was in a lot of ways a tool for her healing, which works in some ways and it doesn't work in other ways. And I think her storyline was so good, and there's sprinklings of one for him, but it just wasn't whole. And they're definitely trying to have a thing where he was working through his trauma, but I'm not even sure now what his trauma was, so it didn't make for a good story. Is there anything else I could tell you? Her story, I feel like for her, it really just translated into all the problems were still there, except she just now had a boyfriend, and her relationship with her boyfriend was good, and they're kind of pretending like her family was doing better. The family did admit their part. The brother toxic apology. I don't like her brother. Like, at the beginning of the book, I thought his brother was sweet, cute, whatever. As the book goes on, why is he like that? I don't know. He annoyed me. I love that he annoyed me. Okay. I don't know why. It has my shoulders. That's a weird art movement. Okay. But yeah, that book was okay. The Christmas vibes were there. There was character development. The book could be funny. Like, it's not, like, yeah. And it was scaly. It was fun. This book is much more steamy than MA Nicolases, but, you know, that is what it is. Now, I'm gonna stop this so I can record for the other book I read. I read another book and didn't update you guys at all throughout reading it. It is called The Christmas... I don't know. You just saw it in the little thing. But this book is by MA Nicolases, and it was really fun. Made me realize I completely forgot about one of the books she read because I was reading it. I was like, oh, I need to read the dad's book, well, the parents' books, and then I like looked and I was like, wait, I remember this title. I read this. Very little memory of the book, which is fine. I read so much, I don't even remember all her books, but it's a little sad that I forgot. I'm gonna put on my crown. But yeah, what else do I have to say? Oh yeah, so I was telling you about what the book is about. So, I was telling you about what this book was about. I can speak English. Okay, so, there's this girl, Evelyn, and she is a very, like, she feels her feelings kind of person. And she is upset about that because she wants to not no longer feel her feelings, but she wants to be able to take a step back from them and kind of go for things. And she's tired of getting her hopes up when dudes aren't interested in her. So she is set up against having a courtship. She's over it. She is committing to her life as a spinster. And her dad hears that and goes, my poor baby, people just need to get to know you. They're going to find out you're wonderful. So he goes and he finds this guy. He already knew about this guy. He doesn't find him. He calls him to him. He's like, my daughter, she's amazing. She just needs people to know that other people like her, and then they'll want to be her friend. And they'll want to, and the dudes, they'll want to court her. And the dude's like, first of all, I have a terrible reputation. Second of all, that's a bit shady. Third of all, there's another thing I was thinking. Third of all, why would I do that? And he's like, listen, I will give you, like, you'll get, like, into all the places you can't go because of your terrible reputation, which I know is false. He's like, okay. And the dad's like, I already got you an invitation to this one party. And I was like, okay. And he's this guy, kind of a pushover. That's his whole thing. He's a pushover, okay? And so he ends up going to the party and he ends up hanging out with her. And she's way better than all his other friends because all his other friends take advantage of his pushoverness, and they're also kind of like she calls them the ninnies, and they're like rambunctious fools who are idiots, and they're not men you want to be associated with as a woman, and probably shouldn't be associating with as a man. So he's friends with them, and he's getting bored of that conversation. So he did his one dance that he promised her father that he would do, and he's like, well, the only other person who will talk to me is Miss Finch, so I'll go hang out with her. And then it turns out she has a great personality, and so he just kind of instantly falls in love. Not like instantly, but he falls in love with her pretty quick, and he decides they're gonna court. And so they spend a lot of time courting, and she doesn't realize it, and it's really funny. And it's about them falling in love and all the romance stuff, and it's at Christmas time. This book does definitely meet like Christmas themes. Like, there's a lot of Christmas traditions thrown in there, and they're incorporated really well. Like, MA Nicolases does a really good job. Like, one of her books, I forget which one that I've read at the Christmas was like, this one could have not been set at Christmas. You just saw that a minute ago. But like this one, so much of the story was revolved around like Christmas traditions, and like you could technically remove it, but this, like, there's certain things that would change so much, and I don't really see a good reason why it would need to be changed at all, especially like just like, yeah, I think it's just Christmas as a romance book could get, because like in theory, like any story you can take out of Christmas unless it's like a Santa Claus story, then I don't know why you would want, I don't know how that would work, okay? Even if it's not set at Christmas, it's Christmas because it's Santa Claus, okay? The Grinch couldn't be set at any other time of Christmas, but yeah, so that's really good. I think the character development was really fun. I think like this romance was a really giggly romance and squealy, and a lot of MA Nicolases ones aren't that good to me. Like they're so deeply romantic, and you can just see the people's lives intertwined so well that there's not a lot, but it's not like, oh, they're falling in love and they're gonna kiss. There's not a lot of that in MA Nicholas, but in this one there is. And they're like, I kept looking at it because they got to the point where they're in love pretty quick, but in this one there is a third act conflict that is more intense than a lot of her other books, which is pretty fun. I really enjoyed it actually. Is there anything else I should say about this book? Yeah, I think unlike the 11 Days of Christmas, they're both really balanced characters. I really like how, like, I don't know, like, this is just a classic MA Nicholas book. It's good, enjoyable. This Crown's Hurting My Head. And if you're interested in reading it and it's Christmas for you, I'd go for it. It's really something special. So yeah, that is my thoughts on this book. I have one more MA Nicholas book to read, and then there's some other options for other ones. There's some that I want to reread, but I might wait until like it's actually Christmas to do those. I'm gonna be out of the country in December, so I don't know. I also have some poetry I really want to read. I haven't stopped reading Christmas books yet. I think I'm gonna do a poetry mix because that sounds most appealing to me. So yeah, cheese and goodbye for right now. So I read Beneath the Mistletoe, and I'm going to say, this is by MA Nicholas, I'm going to say it's not a romance book. It is very much so focused on the man, I forget his name, it's been a couple days since I read it, but Baxter, that's his name, Baxter, and him learning to set his boundaries. And his boundaries are mostly, hey, I really like this lady, and you can't stop me, I'm a grown man. But it's really about how he's getting over his trauma response to his wife and how he handled that and how that affects him now. And it's a beautiful book, beautiful exploration. However, it's not a romance, so if you're signing up for a romance, you will be a wee bit disappointed. I definitely was. Is there anything else to say? I do like them as a couple, they're cute. What the book promises, it's like, oh, they're gonna fall in love while he's the chaperone. That doesn't really happen. We don't watch that happen, and it is the catalyst to their relationship where we get one scene of that, and we know they hang out after that. We don't see them fall in love at all. We see them like each other. We see him tell her, hey, I like you, but he's like, hey, I like you, will you please like me? Because he's a shy little guy, and it's cute. I hope his sons like him. It's been a couple days since I've read this, but yeah, it's a fun read. I am happy I read it. Was it Christmassy? There was Christmas elements. I wouldn't say it didn't feel Christmassy, but it did have, like, there are certain things that had to be said at Christmas, and like the whole mistletoe thing, like that was a big part of, that was a recurring image for them. So like, it did need to be said at Christmas, but it didn't feel like Christmas to me. So yeah, it was cute. We got to see Charity, and yeah, that was the book. and my thoughts on it. Good character development on the dude. The lady, she stayed the same most of the way. Her name's Hetty, I think. But yeah, cute, fun, book. Almost Christmas, not romance. Those are my thoughts. I think I recorded this clip, so now I feel funky. But I'm done with this vlog now. I'm done reading Christmas books. I read all the MA Nicolases ones. I don't really want to reread any. And, you know, I mostly cared about the MA Nicolases ones. So I'm going to move on with my life and stuff. What was my favorite? Let's see. Probably an MA Nicolases. Let me look at them real quick. It was probably A Holiday Engagement. The one where, like, they're with the family and they have, like, different opinions of each other and blah, 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 blah. I think that one did the best job of, like, capturing the Christmas vibes and, like, having it being so integral to the plot and still having those interesting character dynamics and, like, I don't know, like, I feel like that, and then the one with the airplanes, the airplane romance couple, those two favorite Christmas novels. So yeah, that's what I'm going to recommend to you. Thank you to all the authors who wrote these books. I actually know all of them because I only read 2. A.K. Kaguya? Oh, no. I realized today that her name does not have an R, so and MA Nicolases for writing these books. Thank you to Kindle Unlimited for providing them. Thank you to YouTube for hosting this video. And thank you to all of you for watching this. And I hope to see you in another one. Have a good Christmas.